evening. First item on the agenda is Day Road. Michael,
All my comments have been addressed. This is on for resolution.
Rich,
All comments have been addressed.
Pat,
And this is before you this evening, Mr. Chairman, for consideration of the seeker neg deck resolution.
no comments on it, right?
No, sir.
Anybody around the board?
I don't have any comments, sir.
Otherwise, we can schedule a public hearing.
You can adopt the resolution.
But do we have a public hearing?
This is not for site plan. This is for, if you remember, Mr. Chairman, DEP won't issue their review until you complete your seeker review. So we need to adopt a neg deck, goes to DEP. DEP completes their review, comes back to you for public hearing and site plan approval.
So we don't schedule a public hearing.
Not yet until we hear back from DEP, so it really is just adopting the neg deck.
So after we hear back from DEP, in about a year and a half, then we adopt the thing.
That's about right.
Can we get a motion to adopt the final site plan approval resolution?
Neg deck.
Neg deck? I'm sorry.
Mr. Chairman, I'll offer the resolution of the Planning Board of the Town of Carmel, number 16-30, November 9th, 2016, tax map number 55.6-1-41, Day Road LLC, 20 Day Road, secret determination of significance, negative declaration.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Meadow Lane Extension. This is on for seeker resolution and for final site plan resolution. No comments, right? No comments? No. To Michael?
All my comments have been addressed. This is on for a resolution.
Comments have been addressed, just waiting for, I think, some permits from the city and whatnot, but otherwise, engineering department comments have been addressed.
Pat?
And you have two resolutions this time, Mr. Chairman, the neg deck and final site plan.
There's no comments around the board. Can we get a motion on the final site plan resolution?
I'll make a motion to adopt the resolution of the Planning Board of the Town of Carmel, number 16-27, November 9th, 2016, tax map number 55.15-1-20, Meadowland Extensions, 1979, Route 6, secret determination of significance, negative declaration.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I could have put them out of order, but we need the seeker adoption. Is that true, Pat?
You got it right. Kim got it right.
She did?
Yes.
Okay.
Final site plan. Now we have final site plan.
I'll make a motion for resolution of the Planning Board of the Town of Carmel, number 16-28, November 9th, 2016, tax map number 55.15-1-20, Meadowland Extension, 1979, Route 6, final site plan approval.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks. Thank you. I'm going to get the names incorrect. You know what I'm talking about. Dime, Carl, and Janice. Amendment to the resolution. Michael?
All my comments have been addressed. This is on for an amendment to the resolution.
Rich?
Just so the board is aware, the applicant requested that the performance bond and engineering inspection fee initially determined be reduced. The reduction is based on changing materials being used for parking at the site. It changes from the pervious paver to an item 4. The engineering department does not have an objection to the change. It doesn't change any of the other site criteria. It's still going to maintain parking and for stormwater issues and ECB issues. So we recommend that the performance bond and engineering fee used in the March 16, 2016 final site plan resolution of the Planning Board, Resolution 16-10, be amended as follows. The performance bond of $50,000 should be amended to $34,000, and the engineering inspection fee of $2,500 should be amended to $1,700.
Pat?
You have the amended resolution with the modified bond numbers before you this evening.
If there's no questions, can we get a motion on the file site plan resolution?
I'll make a motion for the resolution of the Planning Board of the Town of Carmel, number 16-29, November 9th, 2016. Tax map number 65.17-1-15, Fine Boat Bathhouse and Dock, final site plan.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Thanks. Hillcrest Commons, reapproval of final amended site plan. Michael?
Yeah, this is a reapproval. They already had their extension, so now they are back for reapproval of the previously approved map.
Okay, Rich?
The engineering department does not have any objection to the reapproval of the amended site plan as long as there are no changes being made to the site. The board should be aware that all permits right now are in effect. The only, just note that the performance bond that I noted in my memo is not set to expire on April 5th, 2016. It's April 5th, 2017, so I do apologize for that error in my memo.
Pat, as you give your comments, can you give a little history on how many times this has been before us?
This has been, they have been before you and run through their cycle of approvals. So now it is back before you for a reapproval. The applicant has indicated they are seeking that reapproval because they were unable to secure financing for the project up to this point. So that's the reason for the request. Their approvals have expired, and this is now a reapproval.
Does that make it 3 years-ish?
It's a year and 2 one-year extensions.
So 3 years.
What's the history of it?
So this has a rather extensive history. This is a plan that came before you, went through serious modifications as it went through the review process. The planning board had a lot to say about this application, and the applicant was very forthcoming in working with the planning board. The result of that was a somewhat modified plan, which may have influenced their ability to secure financing for the project. It's not really what they wanted when they started. So that may very well be one of the reasons why they haven't been unable to secure that financing.
Can you give a little history of what's going on with that? I'm trying to get the length of time this has been here, Pat. From its beginning, of its approval.
Yeah, this is probably 10 years, Mr. Chairman.
Good, I wanted to hear you say that. Now,
Can I make a comment here? You're talking about the overall Hillcrest project or just Hillcrest 2? Because Hillcrest 1 was approved and constructed, and this is the second phase of Hillcrest
Right, the
that we're
overall-
talking about, which has actually not been around for 10 years.
So,
We have a phase 2 project.
yeah, Hillcrest, the
2005.
overall Hillcrest is probably more than 10 years. So phase 2 is,
I understand how she's defining it, but it's been here 10 years, or better.
yeah.
Okay, your comments? Well, what do you think how you think it will move from here on? I understand all the stuff that they went through with to try to get it so that, and they changed here and there, but that does not take off the table that it's been here a long time. And the reason we are saying that is sometimes when something stays here that long, we know that things have changed over the years. So it might have to, the thing what I know you want to do is try to board for going back through some reapproval status. But that's a distinct possibility.
Okay. Well, one thing in our defense as well is what you've been talking about is, the funding for affordable housing is very competitive, and there's another way becoming available, and we really think that we're going to be successful in moving forward within a relatively short period. But we need another extension to get to that point.
next extension, Pat?
We would
We
give
need,
them
we need
one.
to
It
reapproval.
gotta go all the way back for
Sorry,
reapproval.
already
Correct, 1 year.
And the board,
It is 1 year.
this is a total different thing when you go for reapproval.
Yeah, this is a reapproval.
Reapproval.
The Phase 2 Hillcrest Commons, which is
Correct.
basically up on 52, right in the back of the shop on the hill there, back of the shopping center, right? And this is affordable housing, right? So I'm guessing they gotta go through some sort of government protocol to get the funding for this.
They do, and the funding pool is very competitive.
Right.
Yes. But there is another wave of funding, becoming available moving forward, so.
That is,
You want to re-up this so that you can then still have it active and approved to apply for that new round of funding.
When the funding becomes available, we are ready to go, yes.
But doesn't necessarily guarantee you get that funding either.
I don't think anything guarantees that we'll get that funding, but
So Cole, you're still approving that project though. So if they chose to come back with a market rate project, that's something different.
correct.
Has anything significantly changed in the code from the time that this was approved?
Code,
In the code or in DEP or any of that kind of stuff? Is there anything real crazy?
So to answer that question, yes, stormwater regulations have changed since it started, but once they receive coverage under the original permit, and they pay their annual fees and maintain their permit status, they don't have to meet the current criteria.
Right.
So they have that, it's in the memo, they have their stormwater pollution prevention plan approved by the city of New York and approved by the town initially, and has coverage under the state. I don't know if they have a wetlands one. They do have a wetland, wait, that might be the wrong one, that's Gateway, sorry. Sorry, wrong one, that's the next one. No, there are no wetlands on this, so,
When does the current permit expire?
which one's that?
On Phase 2?
For stormwater? This town one, the state one is in effect as long as they pay ad infinitum.
Okay.
I don't have the date, but 2020 is the one for the New York City DEP.
Right, and we have coverage under general permit, the 2010 general permit.
Right, that's what I said, you have that ad infinitum. The question was if that expires. It does not expire as long as
Right,
they
so
pay.
I'm saying it's not the 2008 general permit or one prior to that, it is.
Correct, 2010, yes.
Okay.
If approval just weren't granted of this, or extension wasn't granted, all those permits then have to be resought, is that, no, they're, regardless of whether it's approved here or not.
Regardless of the action of this board, they have coverage underneath those permits. Those permits are maintained. So again, as long as they pay their fees for the state, for New York City DEP, as long as they, do that, theirs is due in 2020, as long as they maintain and get in front of the DEP and ahead of the due date, they should be able to get coverage again from them.
Provided the project doesn't change.
Correct. Again, that's all driven by, there's no site plan changes, the whole thing. Thank you, Mike, for caveating that. That's the driver. So why I make the comments, sorry, Craig, why I make my comments at the very beginning of my memo is, I have no objection as long as there's no changes being made to the site. All the permits fall in place after that. That's why that caveat's there.
I'm not sure how many of us are familiar with the site plan, though. I'm not sure how many are familiar with this project.
Well, the
though.
good news, Craig, is that this is an expired site plan. So
Right.
if you need more time to take a look at things, you're not impacting anything. So we can certainly have the applicant give us copies of the previous approved site plan.
Absolutely.
Second phase, we have the evolution of the changes that were made to Phase 2 that you can look at. So we can certainly have.
I'm on the record though that, obviously Harold and myself, we were on the board when this plan came in and we reviewed it. I can tell you that I do recall that the applicant did work with the board. We had many suggestions, of which they embraced most, and they worked with us. So I will say that I do have a recollection of the applicant being very cooperative in working with us.
It's good if you guys see the buildings too, because they are pretty nice.
Yeah, my only question, is there any issues with Hillcrest 1? The first phase of this? Do we have any issues from the
None that
from the
I'm
town
aware
side?
of. I
No,
don't know.
right, so, I have an issue with that. And the new part of this board, we saw this a year ago, I believe we've already
Yeah.
reapproved this once.
We did, we
Right.
did.
Yes, so I'm familiar
Well,
with
you
it.
extended it once.
We extended it,
Extended,
so we do know.
It's
what it
different, this is
right?
the new start.
No,
so-
reapproval.
So if you want to see what the building looks like, take a peek at that too, because
But
now on you.
Harold, where the question is you gotta get something going there, right? I think we wanna see this come out of the ground.
Oh, absolutely, we want to get going with it. Yeah, the applicant wants to get going.
But
Absolutely.
you're dancing around the most important part of all. You worry about has anything changed in that? Has anything changed in where that project is going that would warrant another look at whether it fits in that area, whether something's got in that? Those things, when you get 10 years, you know, we get grayer, we get fatter, and so does that project, so does that area up there. Things changes. Has anything changed that we should make that project come up to date with it? That's the key.
Yeah, I got you.
Excuse me, sir, you're talking about the existing conditions at the site?
Surrounding the site, traffic conditions on Route 52, the access into, up the hill into the site, is the level of service any different than it was 10 years ago when the initial environmental determinations were made? That's really what I think, Chairman.
And the need
That's
for
it.
senior housing. Right, if we got 4,000 more units since then the need would have to be shown too.
So it's things that when, I just make you aware, when anything comes for the board that's been here 10 years, you better take a good look at it. Something has changed. And what has? When we look at the reports, we didn't see that too much that they have observed. But it's something that we want to look at. Not that you want to condemn the project, but it's something that this board wants to look at to see whether it still fits in there, or is it something that can be done to make it better? Those are the questions. Yeah. Before you grant reapproval of something to spend that long.
Okay, may I interject something at this point?
Sure.
And I know that from what Pat's saying, the project was under review and before the board for quite a long time. This project actually received a resolution of approval for amended final site plan in 2013. That's 3 years ago.
That's phase 2.
And so if it's amended site plan approval, there was a seeker determination as well as an approval resolution done at that time. That's 3 years ago.
I agree. I just want to.
Clear about that.
I just want to make you aware of something. There's no disagreement with whatsoever. The board, the board can reapprove something over and over for years. Doesn't mean that it hasn't changed from its original time that it received the original approval. That's what you got to look at.
Yeah, and when this was here a year ago, if I understand this right, a year ago was an extension, is that what happened?
That's
Now this is a
correct.
reapproval, so this is a little bit different process. That's
You're doing the same thing now that you did originally.
Right, so with all due respect to Dawn, she's right, phase 2 was approved in 2013. Phase 1, the prior phase, is the method by which you access phase 2. You go up the same driveway, up the side of the hill, the same intersection, so they relate to one another. So it's a relevant point to go back to the beginning of this evaluation and look at how things have changed.
But when was phase 1 initially approved before you amended it? Because that's the amended approval, after they changed the pool. Do you remember the pool was the issue?
Height of the building.
The one before that was a couple years before that.
I would imagine.
So we're back 5, 6 years, whatever it is. It's cemented, whatever it is, the time's the time, but it's been a while.
No, I think that was here during the time that we made some big discussions on things that was going to be changed there at that time. And there was we had to give and take on that. We did not get exactly what this board wanted. We get some give and take because the project had changed.
Remember that?
This is another time.
That was the amended one.
I'm not trying to say that you want to condemn the project. Not that you want them to, do you feel comfortable with it? That nothing has changed in that area that will warrant that project come up and meet those standards. That's the key. I don't think I can say it any better than that. If you have some concerns about it, just say so. It's not that we have to tonight do that. We can take another look at it. We don't have to personally take a look at it. We can ask the consultants to take a look at some things that concerns us.
And again, as opposed to an extension,
Yeah.
there's no clock that you need to worry about, other than the applicant's desire.
Otherwise, we can get a motion to grant approval.
Well, let me ask you this, is the funding in place, is this something that would happen, if we gave you approval tonight, is something that would happen in a month or two?
No, they haven't received the funding. They're,
So maybe we should, to Harold's point, why proceed with caution, let them go back and let the consultants look at this thing and see if anything in the neighborhood is significantly changed. It doesn't appear to on the surface, I couldn't think of anything off the top of my head, but maybe we should look at it, and then, if that doesn't kill you, come back in a couple of weeks.
Since it's an approval, that makes sense, rather than an extension, right?
Yeah,
There's a difference.
if there's no clock ticking, if I'm understanding it.
Right.
Nothing's gonna expire here, that
And you're not gonna
makes
get
sense.
funding in a month anyway, so do we hurt anything by taking a month to take a breather and take a look at it, if there's some concerns?
honestly, I don't know where they are in the pool for the funding. I can certainly call Mr. Bainlardi and ask him. He gave you a cell phone number, so.
If the board, my suggestion, if the board does nothing else, before the approval, they get a reevaluation from the consultants and put it into the record. So somebody, 10 years from now, when they come back maybe again, can say, are these standards still up to where it should be?
I think it's a very good idea.
So what he's saying, adopt the resolution with the
Subject to.
condition that, subject to that the consultants.
Right, so we would review all of those conditions, see if anything has changed.
Yes.
If they have, we'll come back. If they haven't,
In
we'll
the-
reflect that in the resolution.
In the area and everywhere else,
Yep,
not only on the
understand.
project.
So that may take a little time to do that, so it may not be on the next meeting, but we can certainly do that evaluation.
Is that agreeable with everyone?
Absolutely. Is it okay with the applicant?
Okay,
So you need that by motion.
by motion.
So I would make a motion that we're gonna reapprove this site plan, based on the consultant's review of the existing conditions and the changing conditions, and if it's all the same, then it'll be approved, right? We'll write a resolution and approve it. Does that make sense?
Could you change that a little bit? I'm not an attorney, but could you say that no impacts, no noticeable impact has been added to that?
No,
That
no
was
addition
one.
to that neighborhood, no, as so eloquently put it.
I'll second the motion.
All in favor?
Aye.
Gateway Summit? Michael?
Same situation, this is a reapproval of a site plan approval. They are now looking for an extension this time, so they will, but I have no objection to it, nothing's changed in the code.
Rich?
The engineering department does not have any objection to re-granting the site plan approval for this project, as long as there's no changes to the site being made. The only concern there would be is that the New York State DEC wetlands permit for this project is set to expire on December 31st of this year, so they would need to get that updated just to make sure that they're still within, still covered with it. Otherwise, all other permits are in place, and they're good for a couple of years with them.
Now, wasn't this before the board last year? Or
Last year, we gave it a 1 year.
Last year?
February.
Have we reviewed this whole project?
February.
February 8th, I think it was.
And when did this originally start?
Depends on how you define originally start.
But this has been back for several times.
The memo
for
says it was
review.
approved effective January 8th, 2015.
Well, there's something here, that granted a stormwater permit on June 18th, 2007.
So there's a lot of history. This project goes back a long way, obviously. One thing I'll point out, in the letter that was submitted to you from Insight, they did anticipate the issue that you just talked about in the last application. So they have in their memorandum that they have, that there, in their opinion, no substantial change in the condition of the site and or its environs. So whether that's sufficient for you, but they kind of anticipated that issue.
It would have been, Hillcrest Commons could have had the same, some would have been in there, we would have had some understanding that somebody had reviewed it to the extent that the whole area has not changed. comments? We have to take them individually, Pat?
Yes. First Gateway and then Fairway second.
I'm not sure what makes this much different than the previous one.
There's nothing, except this one was here.
He's on the record, too.
It was, didn't it come before us for changing?
Yes,
Yeah,
so what you
changing
have
the
before you-
building?
So there's an
Yeah.
amendment to this plan that's pending before you now. This is for the extension of the original approval. The applicant's in the process of changing this plan.
Don't start the dancing.
That was pleasant.
Nice musical interlude. Al Garrett.
You know, you told me to put that thing on.
Usually Anthony's in charge of your phone. He's got his smartphone.
Okay,
So that's the distinction. There is an amendment to this plan that's currently before you. The applicant was before you a couple of months ago.
It was early.
And they are working on that amendment. You haven't made a decision on that yet, but this is for the previous approval that they're trying to keep alive, so that that's not lost if, should they not pursue the amendment or should we deny it.
What is the status with that amendment? That had to go to zoning, right, wasn't it?
Had to go to,
It did go to zoning and the variances were granted.
And the variance was-
so they're making progress.
So this is active anyway, so.
Yes.
It would seem to make sense that we would extend this, reapprove it. And once that change is made, they gotta come back anyway, right?
They do.
If I remember right, they gotta come back and do a whole full-blown,
No, that's right.
basically application anyway, so we're gonna see this one way or another anyway soon.
That's right.
For the amended project.
Right, the amended project, right, so we're gonna get to see the whole thing, so again, I would have no problem, I think we should move this forward, let them have the reapproval, and this way they get back to us sooner, I would think.
I just want to answer Craig's question. All three different, I don't know, we're always going to take them separately, but they are totally different than Hillcrest Commons. I've had terrible experience with Hillcrest Commons. So, not your fault, but over the years, I've been,
In the approval process.
on the
right?
approval process and trying to get things, and then some of the things that we had to do in order to get it to appease, to get this thing moving along. Till, if you deal with a project for a long time, it gets to a point where there's no more give and take.
Well, and Hillcrest
Two
Commons-
different.
Hillcrest
Now,
Commons
that,
is something
I could
it's
have said
not-
that it sounds like a little personal. It's not personal. It's just how business is
Yeah,
done.
You've done so much that you can't,
Yeah.
there's no more.
But you want to make sure when you have an opportunity, you want to make sure you're not leaving something out that could help the community or the people who lives and communicate up there. That could make it better as long as you have the opportunity, because you're not going to get another opportunity at it.
Right. But here we are, right? I think, at least the next two, I believe we're gonna see back, right? Am I understanding this?
What?
The new project.
Yeah, these are still under constant review.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
There's a big difference. I think it's, one is not subsidized.
Just a little
the other is-
discussion we're having
You know,
around the
we have
board.
Funding, right? These are active, right? They're gonna come, so.
Can,
Project A or Project B.
Right.
Right.
Something's
One
gonna
opposed, one or the existing one, you're gonna get one or the other.
can we get a motion?
I'll make the motion that we, do it right.
Reapprove.
Reapproval for Gateway Summit Housing, Lot 6, Gateway Drive, lot numbers 55-2-24, .6-1, and .6-2.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
That's number 4, right?
That's number 5.
5. Number 6, Fairway and Senior Housing.
Same comment.
But you got to say it.
Same comment is.
For the record.
They're on for reapproval of the existing approved site plan approval.
Rich?
Engineering department has no objection to re-granting the site plan approval for this project, as long as there are no changes being made to the site. Same comment as prior, there is a wetlands permit that is set to expire on December 31st of this year. The applicant just needs to be aware that they need to get that updated so they maintain coverage with that permit.
Pat?
No objections to the reapproval, Mr. Chairman.
This one is the same as number 5.
Same thing.
We also have a memo from Insight stating that there has been no substantial changes
That's it.
or conditions.
And just for the record, so we all know maybe the audience knows where we are. This is up past Meadowlands, right? We're talking about the piece up where
In the hill.
up on the hill there, right on
On the
the
hill.
left, right behind the golf course.
That's the plan.
And basically, these two projects kind of intertwine with each other. And again,
Yes.
we're gonna see
Same.
both of these back again in detail with the plans and all
Yep.
that other business and everything.
Yep, they're both accessed from the same road.
Just so everybody out there
Yeah, I
knows
totally
knows what we're talking about.
Yep.
Fuzzy.
Can we get a motion?
I'll make a motion for the reapproval of final amended site plans, the Fairway Senior Housing, Lot 7, Gateway Drive, tax map 55.2-24-8-1, tax map 55.2-24.8-2.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Swan Cove? Michael?
This too is on for a reapproval of the final site plan. There are no substantial changes in the plan. I have no objection to the reapproval.
How old is this? How old is this?
Well, the initial went way, way back, and then recently, it was probably 2 years ago they got their approval.
Yeah.
And before that, it was probably 2 years before that, they made the submission, or so, year and a half maybe.
Okay. Rich?
Engineering department has no objection to granting the reapproval of the final site plan for this project, as long as no changes are being made, which they're not. Just so the board knows, the applicant and their engineer have been in front of the engineering department discussing some of the nuances of the project. The one in particular is a New York State DOT permit with them so that they can connect into our water and sewer. I believe that that's been somewhat amended. The New York State DOT is allowing them to bore through Route 6 and be able to do it, so they're going to get their permit from the DOT and they'll be able to connect to water and sewer. They have a wetlands permit that is set to expire on the 15th, about a week from now, and they are on next week's ECB agenda to get that renewed. Per the resolution of 2012, we do not have a posted performance bond or any documentation of a homeowners association, but again, that will be coming forward with, as they move forward and get their permits with the state. So they have everything, they just need to get the permits and documentation in, and then we can move forward and let them build.
Well, they have a hard time with the HOAs sometimes, because you can't create them until you have a certain amount of ownership, I believe is what it is.
We're not selling.
Okay. Oh.
There you
Sounds
go.
good.
So you're going to develop?
Yes.
So,
Correct.
again, I think for the benefit of the viewing audience, this is the project behind the
Impact
Chamber of
National.
Commerce, behind the bank, right?
Mhm.
It's on the lake right there, where
Yep.
presently there's a bunch of,
Bungalows.
bungalows, right, that are in ill repair, so. And this, I think was, again, a year ago, we gave this an extension, right?
Yes,
Right?
it is.
I have no issues. We'd like to see it happen.
It'll be nice to
Sooner the
see.
better.
Thank you.
Be nice to see that area cleaned
Yeah,
up.
clean that spot up, that'd be great. I know, we all would, so I think that would be a feather in all our caps if we clean that area, it'd be great.
I think it's gonna be a beautiful project.
Yeah, I agree.
Pat?
No objections to the requested reapproval, Mr. Chairman. They've addressed all the issues.
If there's no concerns from the board, can we get a motion?
I'll make a motion for reapproval of the final site plan for Swan Cove, 628 Route 6, tax map 76.5-1-49.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Minutes? We got minutes?
I didn't read them.
Okay, that's good. We'll put them up to the next one.
Hold them over.
Mr.
Yeah.
Chairman, I'll offer the minutes of the planning board of the town of Carmel meeting held on September 28th, 2016.
I'll second.
Got the
Need 4
minutes?
people who have read them.
I read them.
You can vote. There you go.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Pat, that the things meet 29th?
Up to you.
No, but is it going to be necessary?
I'm sorry,
We have submissions?
we have potentially 2 submissions for the 29th.
Could they go to 2017? I mean, 2000 and not
No, just
2017.
December.
December.
Right.
To December?
Go with them.
Yeah, no, we were talking about the 29th, right? So we're not doing.
It's the 29th, isn't it?
That's the
30th.
30th. 23rd would be the night before Thanksgiving, so no. So
Right,
week
so the
after
30th, I'm sorry.
30th.
30th of November or December,
No, we won't go into December.
Yeah.
You got anything for, what you said, Pat?
We have items for the 30th, yes.
We have a meeting.
Just so the board is aware, I will not be able to be in attendance on that meeting on the 30th.
Well, you got a very busy Thanksgiving?
I do, my wife is surprising me with the gift, so.
Oh, can we share that?
It'll be, it's a wonderful gift that nobody I know will be there except for my wife.
I think we
Oh,
better
I'm
make
sorry.
I think we better make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second that.
Oh, I thought you was going somewhere. No, we could take a trip. You got to be very careful, got an attorney
So
sitting
you
there.
have to jump in here at any time.
Gotta do all in favor?
All in favor?
All in favor?
I thought Joe was gonna jump out of his seat. Stop!